Ladies and gentlemen, one of the biggest Switch games of the year, at least so far, is pretty much here, and I'm talking about Mario vs. Donkey Kong. Is this game right for you? Should you pick it up? Should you play it? Is it any fun? In this video, we'll be breaking down Mario vs. Donkey Kong, and is it right for you? Let's go ahead and get right into it. So as of right now, we don't know much about this year for the Nintendo Switch, just a handful of games, and one of the big ones is finally here. So I'm going to tell you what this game is, what it's like, and should you pick it up. Before we get started, if you could, hit a like and subscribe, it would truly mean the world. And Tuesday and Saturday night right here on YouTube I stream, so come and hang out sometime. But let's go and get right into it. So, Mario vs. Donkey Kong. If that sounds kind of familiar, well, it's because it's a game that's already been out before. And it's been exactly 20 years since the first one. Mario vs. Donkey Kong released in 2004 for the Gameboy Advance. And I'd argue that that still holds up. But it is awesome to see it get remade. So me myself, I have played the new Mario vs. Donkey Kong, and I'm basing this off my opinions, but I think the game is pretty good, and it does look great. But we just have to address it right away. This game is extremely easy. Like, it's not challenging at all, so it might be geared more towards the younger audience, but it's still a really fun game. Each level doesn't really stand out on its own, and they all kind of blend together, but there are a couple levels that really do stand out. But I guess it's not that bad of a thing because there's 130 levels in this game. Most levels, at least in my opinion, you're gonna breeze through them in just a couple of minutes. There are a couple more challenging ones and some of them that I was kind of stumped on, but it's not that difficult and you could probably beat this entire game in a weekend. But a great thing, at least in my opinion, is it has a bunch of replayability because you can solve these puzzles different kinds of ways. I would break it down into two categories. There's the mini Mario levels, and these are the easier levels in my opinion, and then the more difficult or the more challenging levels are the ones where you verse Donkey Kong. I didn't really notice a difference in between each one, like playing the mini Mario levels to the Donkey Kong levels, but looking back on it in hindsight, I'm like, oh, I guess the Donkey Kong ones were a little bit more challenging. There's also these little presents or these gifts that you can collect each level, so it's going to make you want to go back and replay those to make sure you get each gift. So you're going to want to play, I guess, until you collect each one. That way you could at least 100% this game, and I don't think that's going to be much of a challenge to 100% this game. So like I previously mentioned, most of the levels aren't much to look at, but a few of them really do look great. I wish more of the levels looked as good as the good levels did, but I guess that's more of a personal preference, you know what I mean? I'm just kind of wanting or expecting more out of this game. There are two playstyles in this game. There's the classic playstyle, which is going to be a little bit more of a challenge, and then there's the casual playstyle, which if you're just trying to play and not really caring about the challenge, you would go for that. Or maybe if you have a younger audience or children or something, they would play the casual style. I think it is cool to have both, and I notice a lot more Mario games are doing this. And another cool feature is there is a two-player mode. I think the classic playstyle though, or maybe the casual, I'm not sure, forgive me, but one of those playstyles is only available for single player. Probably the classic playstyle. I figure the casual style is easier, so that's probably geared towards two-player, but there is a two-player mode on here, and that's great. So this would be a pretty fun game to sit down and beat with somebody. All in all, I think it's a solid entry for the Switch. It kind of feels weird to be coming out this late on the Switch, but it is what it is. I think it's a pretty cool game though. It's been exactly 20 years since the first one came out, and I think it's a cool way to continue the legacy. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. But the one underlying thing I have to talk about is this truly might be the easiest Mario game I've ever played. And like I said, that's not a bad thing, but I just wish it was a little bit more difficult, or I wish there was like a hard mode or something like that, because there's so many ways that they could have took this game. There is a demo currently available for this. I think it only features like 6 levels or something, but I think that's good enough to kind of figure out if you want to pick this up or don't. But I think it's a solid entry, and you should definitely check it out. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts and opinions down below. Will you be picking this up? Will you play it? Have you played a Mario vs. Donkey Kong game? Let me know your thoughts and opinions. If you could, keep up with both my social medias, Twitter and Instagram, I'd really appreciate it. And you guys know me, I'll see you soon with a new video. Peace out.